Welcome to the Miami Heat Beat postgame show. I am your host, Alphonse, Sidney, a.k.a. Alpha954. And with me today, the man in the chair, Franky G. What's going on, brother?
Davion Mitchell hates John Jablanka is my take from today.
God, what is he, like 9 for 9 the last two games? Like
he saw Jablanka's tweet and he's like, bet. I'm a shooter.
But like he legit said bet on Twitter. Like he saw Jablanka tell me he's a bad shooter, and he was like, bet, I got your ass. What was he tonight from three?
2 for 2.
2 for 2, and he was what, 5 for 5 last game?
Yep.
7 for his last 7. In your face, Jablanka. Heat win. Heat win. Heat win. That's 2 in a row for me, Franky. 2 hosting gigs in a row, and the Heat have won. If you're watching live on Twitch, thank you very much. Subscribe so you do the bits. Let's get a hype train going. I know it's probably not going to happen. Not this season. Like they need like 5 wins in a row for freaking hype. But you guys try it. Do what you can.
Let's go.
Get your Prime subscription, however you do that. Nightbot, tell them how to do it. Davion fan club, stand up. Yes, sir. If you're watching live on YouTube, we love you as well. Go ahead and subscribe. Go ahead and like. All that good stuff. The more you do it, the more money we make, and the more we can do the show. Send your super chats. Make sure your questions get answered or your comment gets highlighted. We'll make sure to put those up. And if you are listening to the podcast either later tonight or tomorrow morning, we love you the most because that, Franky, is where we make all of our money. Let's get into this game. Listen, a lot of this game was like yes, no, yes, no. I mean, Franky, this game had everything that has been fun and frustrating about this Heat season. Lights out shooting from the Heat, lights out shooting from the other team.
Oh my God.
Really fun, like cool lineups with the young guys, defensive minded, and then some strange fucking lineups that nobody can understand why they were even out there. We had guys missing, guys in and out. I mean, no Jovic tonight. No Wiggins tonight, and then Jaime gets hurt. And then so you're going to see guys like Alec Burks. You're going to see Kyle Anderson, like the guys I never wanted to see again. I mean, it's inevitable. Anyway, I can never say anybody's name. Diamante Martinez says Duncan Haywood Hive. We up. I'm telling you that bench unit is killing shit lately. Franky, I mean, I'm not even going to ask you a question. Just what were your takeaways from tonight, and then we'll just get into it.
It was fun. I can take a lot from this season, but man, they've just been an unenjoyable product for most of the season. And the last 2 games, I know some of it is just shots going in, but man, they're playing with more energy. And it's nice to see a game that they really needed if they're trying to make the playoffs. You do not want to give Indiana the tiebreaker in the scenario in a head-to-head matchup. So them splitting the series with them and just getting a feel-good win at home was really important for them. I liked a lot from tonight, and I like that for the most part. I like that a lineup that was on paper looks awful worked for once. Like
for a little bit.
For a little bit. It won. It was +5, so we'll take that. We'll take that
at the end of the third, but through the fourth,
it was +4 in the third, +1 in the fourth.
Okay, all right, Franky. But yeah, because by the time they went out, they were up 6 instead when they started off up 5, but they blew like an 11-point lead. But anyway, but one of the things I will say about tonight's game that was so much different than other games, right? They overcame adversity several times, right? We've seen them come back from big deficits, but then the next time they hit a roadblock, it's done. They came back from down big in that second quarter to cut it to 1 at the end of the second, right? Going into the half. Well, like for once, like they closed out a half really strong, right? The beginning of the second, Indiana rattled off 8 points just like that. Bang, 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 bang. And we all thought third quarter, here we go. We all thought, Spo, what the fuck were you thinking putting in Burks for Ware? And then all of a sudden, Burks hits like 2 threes. They immediately, they go on a 12-1 run to go to back up the 8-0 run they just let up. And then at the end of the third, with this weird fucking lineup in, they actually increased the lead. They go into the fourth with Terry starting the fourth quarter, and they actually increase the lead. That might be the first time that shit has happened all season. And then that team, that unit goes from an 11-point lead down to 6. All the momentum's with the Pacers. Spo decides finally at like the 8-minute mark to bring back Bam and Tyler, who have been sitting on the bench since mid third quarter, right?
And they're cold
As hell. Like you could tell at first, like they would. So boom, right away, Pacers take the lead, and then the Heat actually came back. Franky, like this is not the kind of response that we've seen out of this team all year, especially when it's not like Jimmy just dragging their ass across the finish line.
No, man. How many times have we thought to ourselves, like this 5-point deficit might as well be 20 because they're not coming back. They can't get stops. And we saw at the end of that lineups let's talk about that lineup in specific. It was Duncan, Kalel, Haywood, Burks, and Rozier. And they started off really well. Like we joked about it, but like it felt like the Pacers were like, "What is this lineup?" And just realized they couldn't do anything. And after it went up until the 7:55 mark in the fourth quarter, and they gave them that rest, and it was up to the guys to close the deal. But credit to Tyler and for hitting a bunch of big shots to close. They were able to get stops when it mattered. We got some plays here. You wanted to highlight Tyler's defense in this one possession.
Yeah, because you just knew the three from Tyrese was coming, right?
Yeah.
And you just saw Tyler just completely brick wall him. Like just the kind of activity from Tyler you just don't see all game. And then in the clutch, I mean, this is just masterful stuff, right? Like, and Tyrese eventually gets by him, but the damage was done. You stopped the three, right? You're up 3. You stopped him from shooting the 3. I mean, look at the movement on defense. So basically, by the time Tyrese gets loose, the 3 is gone. He has to make a bailout pass to the top of the key, and there you go. You have active hands, Bam, right there. Right, like so. These are the kind of things like from Tyler we just don't see very often. Like you expect Davion Mitchell to be on Tyrese Halliburton at that point, and they were getting Tyler on the switch all game long. So for Tyler to punish them on this possession, the biggest possession of the game, I mean, what more can you ask for from the guy who gave you 29 points, bailed you out every time after time. And yeah, I think his first 2 shots coming off the bench completely cold, some really dumb shots, like really long threes. But after that, settled down, made a lot of big shots. But I can't say enough about the defense. The fact that the whole game we were waiting for them to get stops, and they finally got some of those stops at the end of the game.
Yeah, because I mean it was 125 to 120. There weren't many.
Yeah, there weren't a lot of defensive possessions to highlight in this game. That was one of them.
No, but for sure, and credit to everybody because Tyler getting over that screen, Duncan with the peel switch, Kalel with the help to force the pass, and Bam reading the extra skip pass there. You see Tyler makes it right here, just getting over that screen, getting attached. Kalel jab stepping to the shooter to prevent the pull up, and then he can help back on his man. Tyler pressuring him, making him flip his hips, go back. Duncan, great peel right there. Bam with the great read.
And Kalel, like, listen. So there's a few guys I want to highlight because, like, we talk about Tyler, we talk about Bam all the time. Great games by those guys, I thought. Offensively, especially. I mean, defensively. First of all, that first half, man. The Pacers couldn't miss. Someone in the chat says Tyler in the last minute drew the double, got Davion a wide open 3. That was beautiful. Absolutely locked Hallie up to get Bam an easy steal, split the double team, passed it, put the defensive rotation, and got free throws. I mean, just masterful stuff at the end of the game. Jimmy-like. I mean, literally Jimmy-like at the end of that game, which we've been sorely missing. And one of the reasons why we can't win close games or we can't close the fourth quarter because we just have nobody we can really rely on in those situations. But Tyler came through tonight. But I do want to say, like, Duncan, great game from Duncan. Once again, Duncan scores 20 points, you win, right? Another just live wire hitting the court performance out of Haywood Highsmith. Like, absolutely, every time this guy comes in, like, it just changes the complexion of the game. Terry, another fucking stinker. Never play again. You're the worst. I'm sorry. Just had to throw that out there. Alec Burks, after having some putrid games in the last few weeks, not playing that much, came out, hit 2 really big threes in the third, had some nice plays in the fourth. I mean, good game. But what I want to highlight right now is Ware. after a shitty first half. I mean, Franky, what was he doing on defense? Any offense too. I mean, lost the entire first half, gets benched to start the second half, and in my opinion, had one of his best halves of the season defensively. Like just doing all the things. Like the big reason that they closed that third quarter strong and were able to last for how long they lasted in the fourth was because of what Ware was able to do defensively.
Yeah, and I don't think they could win that game at the end of the game if he doesn't come back in to close, because the two big lineup at the end with Siakam and Turner was killing them. Like they were playing way too small. They had to sub Highsmith out. Even though Highsmith had a really good game, they just needed the size, and Davion was playing too well on the perimeter to not let him close. But yeah, he bounced back great, and I like what you said about him getting benched and responding, because that's been a question all season and before that, coming into from the draft, just about his effort and his attitude. And he's for the most part, to his credit, has responded more times than not. And today, especially, man, we highlighted it on that play. His help, his size, they don't win without him right there, and just more of a focus on the details, man. The detail that there's a reason big men take so long to develop in the NBA and to get good on defense, because there's so much they have to learn and so much they have to be aware of as the back line of the defense. And with him, especially, he's skinny. We call him que le troque.
He gets pushed around a lot, right?
He does, but
Thomas Bryant was taking his lunch in that first half.
God. Thomas Bryant was like, let me hustle, and he was outworking him, man. And I'm glad he got that experience, because I'd rather have experience in a win than in a loss any fucking day.
Yeah, like listen, and one of the, not just the defense, like there was a couple times like where he, instead of just waiting and was sticking and putting his hands up, he actually got low, which I was like, holy shit, I don't know if I've ever seen that shit. He got low, he got a strip down low. He did the things before the shot went up. And we always talk about that with the Heat. One of the things they do is limit shot attempts at the rim, right?
Yeah.
Instead of just contesting shots at the rim. Because once you shoot at the rim, you got like a 60% chance of making it. I don't care who's down there, unless you're Terry Rozier. But
did you see the goaltending they called on Terry? I was like, oh, he was gonna miss that.
Oh my god, there was no way. He was smoking. Was that his only score of the game? Oh, the dunk, the fast break dunk. Yeah,
the wide open dunk. That was
the wide open dunk. That and the goaltend that he was gonna miss anyway. That's the second time. Remember that backup the backwards finger roll that got called to goaltend. I'm like, bail this motherfucker out. First of all, I've never seen a backwards fucking finger roll. I've never seen that shit happen. It's like he didn't know how long his fingers were. Anyway, but yeah. So no, I mean, it was really, and also beyond that, Franky, the rebounds from Ware. These weren't all just, especially in the second half, they weren't just rebounds that fell into his lap, which happens to him a lot of times because he's 7'9", right? A lot of these were traffic rebounds, high pointing the ball, things he just was not doing in the first half, because they were losing the rebound battle through most of the first half. They ended up out rebounding the Pacers by, I believe, 9. Yeah, I mean, I rebounded by 9. That most of that came in the second half, and we just haven't seen, like, we've seen him get high rebound totals, but we haven't seen a lot of those traffic rebounds, especially after what Thomas Bryant was doing to him in the first.
Yeah, for sure. He responded with great effort. Let me see. I'm trying to get how many rebounds he had. I
think he had 13 rebounds.
He had 8 rebounds in the second half.
Just in the second half alone.
Just in the second half. So,
and with less minutes than he played, I mean, with limited minutes. So I don't know. Out of everybody tonight, I mean, a lot of guys just played really well, but I just wanted to highlight Ware, because when we talk about the fact that he came back from adversity several times in this game, Ware just within himself came back from adversity, from getting benched in the first half. Can't feel good. I mean, in the second half, can't feel good for a rookie. But some of the other guys I want to talk about, like Duncan Robinson, Franky, you talked about this a lot last game, how there's points in the game where they just start running everything through him, and all of a sudden the offense looks crisp. Last 2 games, they average 128 points. What the fuck?
Running on Duncan.
I mean, just What have you seen out of what do you see happens when Duncan gets on the floor with these guys?
It's just they have eyes off the ball. The defense has to pay attention to where he's at all the time, because he's a movement shooter. He's catching, he's shooting. Yeah, how many times do you see him just pull up with a big man in his face, because he's got it. He's already in rhythm. It doesn't matter, and he can hit that shot, and he can go crazy, hit 10 threes in a game, and he's being more attentive of making reads off the cuts, off the slips, and getting easy layup. Just he greases the wheels every fucking year.
Yes.
Anytime they're in a rut, you play Duncan more, and some shots fall. Like, even when shots don't fall, he demands attention because he gets the easiest looks on the highest percentage, highest efficient shots.
And he gets other guys easy looks, which is not. I mean, and not even when he has the ball, just being on the floor. Like somebody in the chat just said, gravity is real. Like
he had 5 assists today.
5 assists, and we're not. I'm talking about even without the ball, he's just making more space for guys. Like you said, 5 assists. He is one of the best guys. He's one of the. I think Kyle says it all the time, and sometimes I'm like, but he is the best passer on the team.
Yeah,
he's just.
He's one of the best at getting, especially on the run, on the move, off the DHOs, off the double teams. He can read that slip. He has great awareness to put it in and lead the big men so that they can catch it and go to the basket or do something with it. Haywood's gotten really good at screening and slipping, and then his mid-air adjustments. How many times did he go up for a shot or get a rebound and see like there's no shot there, and he kicks it out and keeps the possession alive?
I will say they both pass out from the paint better than anybody else on this team.
You know why? Because they don't do it when they have a layup available. They do it when they don't have
when there's nothing there.
Yeah. Like, fuck.
I saw Alec Burks. Alec Burks said they had a free run to the rim and for some reason passed it. And of course, it got stolen and Patriots are running the other way.
Did you say you saw Davian do it and you're like, do they fucking teach this shit?
Because the first 3 games Davian was here, every time he had a free layup, he's going for it. And then all of a sudden he starts passing out like Jimmy. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, is this something they teach? Hey, we don't want the layup. Pass it out to the contested 3. I mean, maybe he's watching Terry tape because there was a point tonight. Terry gets the ball, takes a step in. Haywood Highsmith is wide open from the corner. And you know who's a good corner 3-point shooter, Frankie?
Who?
Haywood Highsmith. Wide open. Instead, Terry dribbles into traffic to take a mid-range. And guess what? He didn't fucking make it.
Of course.
But we were talking about Duncan's passing a little bit. I think you have one of those plays, or maybe you don't. Did I lie?
Oh, it's the Gaga.
Oh yeah. Oh, I forgot. I'm sorry. But like that connection between Duncan and Bam is just special.
Look at how Duncan just reads it. He sees Siakam step up and Bam has the lane already. I think that's Nemhard. Hasn't tagged Bam, so that's a free dunk right there. Boom, and Siakam tries to back cut into him.
Yeah, but you see, Bam, the connection they have, Bam is taking off before Duncan is even passing.
He knows it's coming.
And he like they trust each other. And then like you see the reaction that Duncan causes off of that curl. Like Siakam has to step up, or Duncan's gonna finish. Look at Dunk. Look at Dunk. Oh, my favorite play of the game was when Duncan deflected the inbounds pass.
Oh, my God.
And he screamed at the bench, chart that shit. Chart that shit. That is such a Miami Heat specific thing. Like, they've been charting deflections since Pat's first season down here. And he screamed at the bench, chart that shit. Chart that shit.
I was asking Troppy the other day. I wonder if they still find people when they help their opponents up, because I remember Pat used to do that shit. You help your opponent up from the floor. That's like a $5,000 fine or some shit. I'm like, there's no way Spo's that fucking harsh, because they do it all the time.
I don't know if are they still doing it, or do they do it? I don't even pay attention.
He says he's not sure. He's got to ask, but
because I remember when LeBron first got here. I forget, it wasn't LeBron. It was somebody else on the team trying to help somebody up. And UD literally pushed them. Like,
I remember he pushed his hand away.
Like, no, we don't do that shit. Let him get his own fucking self up. But yeah. So the go ahead.
I got 2 more plays I wanted to highlight here. It was Haywood. We talk about his hustle,
Oh my god, I love this guy.
just creating extra possessions, man. And this was that dog shit lineup that we thought.
Yeah,
But Burks gets a tough shot, doesn't go. Thomas Bryant's right there.
and just disruptive,
Yeah,
right?
just
Like
get a hand on it, picks
you
it
don't
up.
like sometimes you just never know what's going to happen. So
Exactly.
and then for his ability to sometimes finish these awkward ass shots, right? Like no business. Like this is a hard shot to make with nobody around. Like
Right?
the spinning push hook shot. Like
And no glass or anything. Like, that's
no,
crazy.
just another funny one was when Terry went for like an open layup and Eric Reed's like, you got to use glass there. I'm like, Eric Reed is now coaching Terry Rozier on how to make layups. What a fucking joke.
He's like, this enough's enough, man. Come on.
Yeah.
And then
Sure.
this last one, just Davion's 3, cash
Ugh.
for the go ahead. And he's
Jablanka-
ready to pick up full court, man.
Jablanka said this man can't shoot.
Hey, if Jablanka's responsible for Davion becoming fucking Steph Curry, I think we have to thank Jablanka.
Go. I mean, like this, and the thing is that shot looks clean. Like
It does.
I don't know if they've changed something since he's been here. I'd have to go back and look, and I won't do that. Eye test, it just shot look clean. Alf, what's up? Long time. I haven't been on here. How you been? Great team win tonight. Fuck Siakam though. Yes, that ugly motherfucker. Golly.
Yeah, I don't know. His shot's always been a question mark since college, but his shot. I don't know if they've tweaked it a little bit, but he's always ready to shoot, and that's important. That's a really important part of being a good shooter. Just having your fucking hands and feet.
It's
ready.
a really important part of being the point guard on this team.
Yes.
Right? Because we talk about it all the time. What we don't need. Someone says we need Jablanka to criticize Jaime next. Yes.
Better soon, Jablanka.
I actually liked how Jaime was playing today.
He was playing so well.
Yeah, and like he played well the other night. Like that's just a shame. I hope it's not too serious.
Yeah.
But I mean, like the shot is clean. The arc is nice. Like I'm saying, maybe he fixed something. I don't know. Like he shoots it right now. It looks good when it leaves his hand. Like I don't think any of these last 7 threes have touched the rim.
I don't think so either.
Them shits have been fucking clean. Yeah. So, we had a great game from Bam. We had a great game from Tyler. You had Dunk. You had Haywood. Like this is the formula, right? Like you just have to get several guys into the high teens and low 20s.
Burks gave him great minutes too.
Burks did. I wanted to kill him in the first half. Right?
Everybody did.
I wanted to kill him in the first half. But, I mean, he stepped up. Kyle Anderson, listen, at this point, they're running out of bodies, Franky. Like, they just – and I think one of the things Spo did with Khalil Ware on the bench is that he was trying to shore up the 5 rotation because it's getting really, really tough to do now without Jovic.
Mm-hmm.
You're relying on Kyle a lot to be your one of your main bigs. So I think what I would have rather him done is bringing Highsmith over Burks. Highsmith over Burks, right? Like, I mean, Highsmith has played the 4 for us before.
Yeah.
Like, so in that lineup, like, who was the 4?
Yeah. Like, I would rather do, like, I guess Burks is a little stronger. So, like, that they.
Then who?
Then like Duncan and Tyler and stuff. So, like, he can be a 3. But, yeah, like.
Then Jaime was the 4? Like, it just.
Yeah. Jaime has to play, like, the 4 for them.
Yeah, that was and that, when you're going up against Turner and Siakam, like it's
tough.
Listen, it wasn't until Jaime got hurt that they started going that they went on that run when Haywood came back in. So like I'm not gonna put it all on that. I just thought it was a really, really strange fucking lineup to start the third, and then they ripped off 8 points automatically. So that wasn't the only fun thing that happened tonight.
No, it wasn't.
So, Franky, play this clip because and everyone look at the score. Just look at the score when this is happening. Look, play it again.
Fuck out of here.
Fuck out of here, man. Get the fuck out of here. All of a sudden, I'm telling you, Jason Tatum with a 22-point lead is the hardest motherfucker in the world.
Get these jabronis out of here.
Like when when he played the Heat last time. was like, what the fuck these niggas talking about, man? Or some shit in the lane. I'm like, okay, Tatum, calm the fuck down. You're still Jason Tatum. You still got
That's
an
how it
S.
started.
You still got an S curl. And how did it finish? Oh no.
They blew a 22-point lead at home.
25, like that's Heat-esque.
That
I feel
is
like the
just,
Heat did that this year. Like
I
they
don't want
were
to look it up. Don't remind me. They
they
probably
were like
have.
22-3 on somebody, and they ended up like losing the game. I mean, front running ass Jason Tatum. I can't. But listen, it was a double win for me tonight.
It's always great to laugh at the Celtics.
It is, Frankie. One thing I wanted, I was worried. I'm worried about, right? Like we won, but at what cost? Do you think Spo is emboldened by by that shitty fourth quarter lineup, or did he learn? Like what drove me crazy about it, Frankie, is when I saw Bam leave the game with about 6 minutes left in the third, and I saw Tyler leave the game with about 4 minutes left in the third. I said it must mean they're playing the entire fucking fourth.
Mm-hmm.
Because going into the fourth quarter, I think Tyler had 27 minutes and Bam had 23.
Mm-hmm.
You play them the entire fourth quarter, that's 39 and 35 minutes in a home game, and a big home game against an opponent who's ahead of you in the standings if you want to make the playoffs.
Yeah,
So
that's what you would think. That's what I thought too. I saw that. I was like, okay, so they're gonna play or enter like right away. Like I said, they didn't enter till 7:55.
7:55. Like, what do we like? I mean, the second Siakam hit that three to cut it to 6. No, I know the second he hit it to cut it to 9, it was like, okay, stop what you're doing. Get him off the court. Yes, Big Papa, we can just enjoy the moment. But listen, I have PTSD from this season. Like, I don't put it past Spo to do something to piss me off. But yeah,
it's just like that. These kind of lineups where you're getting away with playing with fire. Like I would be like, all right, 10-point lead. Let's make a switch. Let's fix it. Let's go for the kill right here.
No,
and
we
you
decided to get it out the mud, Frank. You got to get it out the mud.
Man, what was it? I don't remember what the score was when they came back in, but it was like a 2-possession or 1-possession
They were
game.
up 6, right? And immediately, Davion Mitchell, they throw the ball into the backcourt.
Yeah.
Right? Backcourt violation. Now Pacers come down, score. Now it's a 4-point lead. So effectively, these guys are coming in with a 4-point lead, cold as shit. They haven't played in what 10 game time minutes. And I mean, how long have they been actually sitting on the bench?
Yeah.
So it was just absolutely to me it was rough. But listen, they pulled it out. They did the kind of thing they haven't been able to do all year. They had not been able to overcome these horrid starts to the fourth quarter, and they actually did it tonight. So we wanted to keep this one short. It's Friday night. We know you guys probably got other better things to do. Thank you for hanging out with us after a fun win. But on a little bit more somber note, I did want to bring up a good friend of mine since I was 15 years old. Chris, no, not even 15. Shit, 13. Chris Maddox, you guys might remember him from Light Skin Opinions, the social commentary podcast I did with him and Parrish Thompson. When we first started doing Hangover Time, he was on a lot with us. A lot of really fun episodes with Chris. Been one of my good friends since freshman year of high school. Went to Boyd Anderson together. He's battling cancer right now. It's not looking great. He's currently in hospice care. His wife has had to take a leave of absence from her job. He hasn't been able to work in a minute. So we are trying to do everything we can to help that family. I mean, we're just talking about one of the best families. I mean, just as good as you possibly can be, giving to their community. Chris is a teacher. He was a teacher at Stoneman Douglas on the day of the shooting. Continue to teach after that. You think a lot of people would have left the profession? Continue to be an educator, a pastor at his church, a writer, motivational speaker. An all-around stand-up guy. So we don't ask all the time, but if you guys can do anything, $5, $10, whatever you can give. I mean, we've already raised $20,000 so far. Not just us. I mean, the family has raised $20,000 so far. I mean, Chris has a lot of love around the South Florida community. Beyond just what he did with Light Skin Opinions and Heat Beat. I mean, just a pillar of the community in Broward, that Lauderdale Lakes area, well known, Cold Springs, Sunrise, all over the place. But yeah, anything that you guys can do, even if it's just to spread the word. If you go, it's the pinned tweet on my Twitter account at Alf954. It's the pinned tweet. It's a pin skeet on my Blue Sky account at Alf954. Anything that you guys can do, listen, that is a 5 Reasons and Miami Heat Beat family member. So it's a really, really, really it's a tough time for everyone close to Chris. So we just appreciate anything you guys can do. Good night.
Yeah, for sure. And guys, if you can't, if you can donate, just retweet, share it, please post it, help out the family. We love you guys. Have a great weekend.